It's the 25th of June and we're in the midst of the hottest heat wave in June that we've had ever. So that's great. So what did I decide to do? I decided to come camping. This camp is going to be a mixture of solo and family, but I'm going to pitch my family tent for you to see me do a solo camp in. Sure, why not? I wanted to see what these air tents were like to pitch solo. So it's a large tent and I want to see if I can pitch it just by myself. So stick with me and I'll show you what the setup procedure is like, and I'll let you know a little bit more about where I am. So today I've come to Hollands Wood, which is a New Forest campsite site just outside Brockenhurst. It's absolutely gorgeous here, just surrounded by trees. And on a day like this, where the temperature is going up to about 33, 34, being in the trees and just in a puddle of shade is exactly what I want. So I've got our new tent, which is an outdoor revolution, and it's the Atom 500 air tent. So fingers crossed it all goes up okay. I've got a bit of a breeze and, as I said, I'm in the shade, so hopefully it won't be too bad putting it up, although it is 3:10, so it's hot. I've got this little cloth that I've just wetted and put it round on the back of my neck, which is really cool. It's really lovely. So, right, let's get on with it, shall we? I've never taken this out of the bag before. This is absolutely so brand new. So, what have we got? Okay, warranty, instructions and care manual. That's a good idea to grab that out. And a repair kit. It's got a few bits and pieces in there. Great. Hopefully I won't need this. Just flop it down. The whole idea behind this tent was actually so that it was going to be a bit easier for me to be able to pitch for a weekend. But, I mean, that thing's bigger than our other family tent. So, we'll find out in a minute. Okay. That looks like that's the footprint. For the tent. Whoops. Do you know what? It's so hot and it's been so dry. I don't know if I'll bother with the footprint this time. Let's just unroll it and see what we're working with. Jade green bit is bedroom. I know that much for certain. It's bedroom. It could be the bedroom. Yeah, it could be the bedroom section that needs putting up, as it's the first time I've ever put it up. Alright, and this is zips and windows, which is at the front. Now I want the front to face out this way. So just going to pull it round a bit. Oh, as if by magic, a tent peg bag has appeared. Just gonna stretch it out just because it's been in the bag. Just get the lay of the land and then probably sit down with the instructions. And just take 5, have a drink. I'm not pushing myself, I'm not doing this quick. Then what I'm going to do, I think, is pop just some holding pegs in the corners briefly. Oh, blimey, this is hot. Just some corner pegs in, just to sort of hold it still. while I read the instructions, and then I'll be getting the pump out to do the beams. All right, you wait there. All right, let's see what we've got in terms of tent pegs, shall we? Okay, so I just had a quick look in the peg bag, and it comes with mostly this sort of shepherd's hook style, I think they call that. That style of hook, pretty standard rubbish. No, not even a spike on the end, that's a bit pants. But it does come with 4 heavy duty ones like this, and they are actually pretty decent pegs, and with a spike. Yeah, they're not too bad, these ones. So I'll be using them in the 4 corners, and then I've got my heavy duty tent pegs from home, so I'll probably be using them as well. But right, let's read some instructions and just get these in the floor.
The ground in the New Forest can be extremely hard, so I would definitely recommend some more heavy duty pegs if you've got them.
Yet again, one of the cameras wasn't recording. Anywho, right, all I've done is gone through the tent with the pump to sort of do the air beams, which is the poles of old, essentially. There's 4 on this tent, and I've just put the fixings in place, and I've inflated them to a point where the pole still feels a little bit squashy, because there's no way for me to tell how inflated they are. I know there's some information online about PSI and stuff like that, how much to inflate it, but I've got no way of telling that. There's nothing indicating anything. So what I've done is I thought, given the heat, it might be best to underinflate to start with, and I can always add some more. Just to get the structure up and see what we're dealing with and go from there, really. Right, so fingers crossed. Now I've got each of the poles inflated to a certain point, I'm going to lift the tent. So fingers crossed, fingers crossed, this bit's going to work. When I've seen them do this online, they literally inflate it to a certain point and then sort of stand underneath it and it just supports itself. Clearly they were lying, or I just need a lot more air. Yes, more air required. Oh. So that's a good start, but I need more air. Okay, good to know. Whew. Okay, right. I think I'm gonna peg this out just to hold it up and then adjust the corners. Definitely have some adjusting to do, but it's not bad. First air tent, pitch, solo. Not too bad. It doesn't matter if it looks great at this point. I just need to do some adjustments and just make it how I want it. So I'm going to get on and do that. I'll see you in a bit.
thing doesn't fit.
I'm just a fit.
It still needs more work. Yeah, just to get everything ironed out and to be properly taught. This is a brand new tent to me, so it's all a bit of a work in progress for me, just to get used to the tent itself, how it functions and all that kind of stuff. Right, the next job for me is to get the bedroom area put in and set up, because there's a separate room. At the moment, if I show you, it is just a tunnel into this little porch. And we've got the door here, and then we've just got this open area right now. So the green section is the bedroom area, and so I've got another inner section to put in. But again, it's incredibly hot, so I'm going to sit down for a while before I even attempt that. Just have another drink, because right now, 30 degrees, it's no joke. You need to hydrate, so I'm going to go and do that. Alright, well, it's early evening. The tent is fully set up. I have put all the bits and bobs for the bedroom into the bedroom. What time are we now? 7:30. 7:30, and it's getting on for dinner time. Yeah, it's quite late for me, but I had a sort of a late lunch, and with the setup and just the heat. If you watch my Rome vlogs, you'll see that heat just doesn't make me want to eat. So yeah, it's been one of those nice, quiet, calm afternoons. It's got busier. A few more people have come this afternoon. And so we'll see if there's any decent campsite TV. If you don't know, campsite TV for me is people showing up and putting their tents up, especially if the wind or rain is playing ball. It's as you don't actually have a TV in a tent that you pitch. It's the entertainment. If anyone really struggles, then of course I go and help them. But no, it's interesting just to see the movements, people's habits. Yeah, just the comings and goings of people. Yeah, it's just interesting to people watch when going camping and getting equipment envy. It's like, oh, that's a lovely table. Oh, that's a brilliant rug. Oh, that looks like a comfy chair. All that kind of stuff. But it's been so hot. I'm still feeling very hot. So I've made myself a little foot bath with the sort of collapsible basket that we use for carrying washing up back and forth. And it's just deep enough, before the holes on the sides, it's just deep enough to submerge my feet, and it's heavenly in this heat. Absolutely heavenly. So the sun's setting over my shoulder, as you can see. I'm going to set up our table, the big one, the big setup, ready for some dinner. And this time out I've got pork instead of beef, but it is a stir fry. It is a stir fry, but it's pork instead of beef this time. So I'll show you that once I'm ready to let my feet out of this lovely heavenly foot bath I've made, because I'm not ready yet. I'll show you in a bit. Yum. Let me know in the comments, what's your go-to night one camp dinner? Yeah? Something easy? Or do you pre-prepare something and just warm it through? Do you just bring a salad? I'm interested. It's nice to share recipes. Mine's a one-pot stir fry. I love it because it's so simple. And you get all your veggies. Just switch out the protein. So last time I did a solo camp. I'll put the link in the card. Last time I did a solo camp it was beef, and this time I've got pork. So yeah, switch out the protein, change the noodles up a little bit, and yeah, you're good to go. Still really hot though. And now standing over a stove with little to no breeze is not helping. It's going to be delish when it's done.
Morning. Well, I say morning, it's nearly lunchtime. Oh. Well, as I can't remember how I left you. I think it was with the tent up and the bedroom had been sort of set up. But I got that done, and then it just got progressively hotter and hotter, and I just didn't get the camera out after dinner. That's right, I showed you dinner. After dinner it just got hotter and hotter and hotter, and it was just so unpleasantly uncomfortable. I couldn't film. It was just so energy draining. I just couldn't do it. Today we had rain overnight, but not a ton. It didn't rain all that much. There were threats of big thunderstorms, which I think there were over in Dorset, but I'm in Hampshire, being in the New Forest, so it didn't. Either it drifted northwards and missed us, or what, I don't know. I did hear one distant rumble, but it sounded like it could have been a big lorry rather than thunder, so nothing to write home about. But because it was so hot, it was such a patchy sleep, and with the rain at 2 a.m. making a massive noise on the tent. I've actually woken up and just sort of, I think I woke up at 6 a.m. I think it was about 6, and I went to the toilet and then came back and then just dozed for a couple of hours, just in and out, not really knowing what the time was. And I've just been pottering about this morning, cleaning out the floor a little bit, because the forest floor has decided to come in with my shoes and with my feet. So I've been cleaning that up, and now I've just made myself a latte. I just made myself one of those sort of mixture. Everything, just add water type thing. And speaking of just add water, today's breakfast is going to be Quaker oats porridge, which again you just add water to, which is absolutely fantastic when you're camping, because all you have to do is boil water. It's really, really easy, and I like to do that especially as a pack down day, because all you have to do is boil water, which what you're probably going to want to do for a hot drink anyhow. So if you do that, mix up your porridge, take the bed down, eat it, then you've got the energy to take the tent down, and you feel a bit fuller, and it's great. It works really well as a pack down day breakfast. The tent itself, the air beams are working fine. I haven't had to adjust them at all. I've given them, a quick squeeze just to make sure that they feel that they've got tension. There's still a little bit of give, which is fine, I think. So they don't feel like a tree trunk when you try and squeeze them. There is a tiny little bit of give, which I think is important, especially as it's cooler this morning. But when it gets a bit warmer later on, like I say, air expands. So I think it'll be fine. It was last night when it was really hot. It was fine last night, and there's no difference. There's not been any drooping with the temperature change. But the temperature change hasn't been fast. It's been warm the whole time, so maybe that's helped. I don't know. So I've just been sitting here watching the birds, listening to the birds, watching a camper van has gone this morning. It's gone already. So I've got a beautiful clear view of the forest. It's really lovely just to sit here in a teeny patch puddle of sunshine. But the rest of the area around me is completely shaded, which is exactly what we need with this heat. So I'm going to eat breakfast, and then I'm going to hopefully sort out one niggle that this tent has got, and that is that there's no bug mesh on the door, which is really surprising of a tent of this size, this type, that kind of thing. It's just the fabric door, and that's really, really disappointed me that's the case. Most tents of this sort of price range as well, because I got this for a bargain. It was only £299, but everywhere else has got it for 500 plus, and at that price point to not have a bug mesh on the door is really disappointing. So I'm going to try and do a bit of research. The internet is so patchy here. The signal is really, really bad because I'm literally in the middle of the forest. So I'm going to try and see if there's any way, if there's something, an addition that exists, or whether I can find something that I can sort of make do and mend. Because one thing that this does have is loads of attachment points around the door. There's tiny little loops of there's tiny little loops of Velcro that you could probably hang something off. There's the sort of plastic hoops that you would sort of put the peg through, that kind of thing. There's quite a few attachment points around this door, and yet there's no bug mesh, and that's really disappointing. I was quite sad about that last night because it meant that I can't. I'm in the forest. I'm surrounded by trees, and there's animals everywhere, and it means that I couldn't open the door because otherwise my tent would be full of bugs. So that's really, really disappointing. That's probably on me for not paying closer attention, or I was looking at the dimensions and things like that, and the fact that it's an air tent and the price was really great considering what it is. So yeah, that's really, really disappointing. Maybe I'll go into Southampton and see if I can find something that will suit, and go from there. But first, my porridge is getting cold, so I'm going to eat that. I didn't actually end up recording anymore on this particular visit, so I'm going to hand you back to myself a few days later.
So I'm not sat in the New Forest anymore. I have actually repitched it. I'm not on a campsite. This is actually my back garden. I'm very fortunate to be able to pitch this in my back garden. The weather, being all honest, was just too hot. It was just too hot. I think my brain melted a couple of times. It was just an absolute nightmare. I melted to the point where I couldn't think anymore, so I just didn't film. While the weather is really, really hot, it's so uncomfortable. So what you need to do is get as much air as you possibly can into a tent. Now, this is where this tent actually does fall down quite badly, in my opinion.
I won't repeat what I said while I was in the forest, but it's all to do with the door and the bug mesh.
The same goes for the bedroom doors. The bedroom doors, it's actually really quite dark. They don't claim these to be blackout in any way, but it is actually quite dark. But there's no air vent at all in the doors, which our family-sized Coleman tent actually does have as standard. It's got mesh windows as standard, so it's really annoying that this doesn't have that at all, and it got so hot in the bedrooms. There's a piece of mesh at the top at the back of the sleeping area, which leads out again directly to a piece of mesh at the back of the tent, which is covered by a little screen to keep the water out. All well and good, but that's just not enough when there's 3 people in there, never mind the 5 that could fit in there. So the airflow just was nowhere near enough. The only other air inlet is a low down panel along the side. And it's only on one side. I don't know why, because there's no second door. There should be panels on both sides, in my opinion. Air panels a bit low down on the sides to allow airflow into the main sort of living space, as it were. Decathlon actually came to my rescue, the shop Decathlon, and I actually got myself a bug net. Let me get it. It's meant to hang up and then drape over the top of your mattress to keep you bug free. And it's got, it's a peg hanging off it, and it's got this elasticated ring around the edge designed to go over the top of a mattress, and then you string this up in the middle somewhere to give you some breathing space, or this netting. So what I did was basically make a makeshift with the pegs, made a makeshift covering for this door so that we could have this door open. Unfortunately, it didn't solve the bedroom issue, but it certainly allowed for this door to be open with this sort of pegged out awkwardly over the top.
Following on from this, 2 weeks later, we decided to head back to Hollands Wood and put up the tent again for another family weekend camping. Now, I didn't get a ton of footage, but this is what I do have. So this is the initial drive in. So once you've checked in, you're able to open the barrier and choose a particular spot. Hollands Wood is approximately 70 acres and you can pitch wherever you like. So join me as I enter the site and decide on a foresty spot that's got lots of shade. And after that, I'll show you some more of the facilities that you can find at Hollands Wood. This is the laundry room, and it's also got electrical points that you can use throughout your stay. All you need to use them is a padlock to keep your things safe. There's washers and dryers, which we didn't use, but these are the instructions and a position where you can pay. As I said, these are the lockers. It looks as though from the information on the door that they are about to be moved down to the front of the site where the shop is, but for now they're in the laundry room, and you can open the little locker and plug in using these different methods. Make sure you bring a padlock that's easy for you to access and take off when you are finished. Do make sure you pay attention to the closing times, as your items will be locked in overnight. This is an example of one of the wash stations. Plugs were in short supply when we were there, so the ideal thing to do is to bring a washing up bowl. Please make sure that you always leave the facilities as you would wish to find them and not messy. This is one of the shower blocks. This is the central block. There's men's on one side and women's on the other. There's also grey waste and a dog wash. Unfortunately, every single time I wanted to go and film one of those, there was people in it, and I would never film inside a shower block unless I knew it was completely empty. But more details about the shower block will be available on the New Forest Campsite's website. This is one of the drinking water stations. There's a few located throughout the site, but not loads. So make sure when you go onto the site, you have a look at where your nearest water point is. The site itself is a mixture of grassy areas where tents and camper vans can be, to tent-only spaces, sections where there's woodland where you've got complete shade, other sections where you have sunlight. You can pitch anywhere on the around 70-acre site, and I had 2 different locations across the 2 different weeks. Just make sure you are 6 metres apart from your neighbour and pitch respectfully. One thing to note, while you have those electrical points, there are no other electric hookups on this site at all, so something to bear in mind. One of the main reasons to visit the New Forest campsites is so that you can see the local wildlife. Take a look at this. Just about to get settled down, ready for bed. And we get some early morning. We get some visitors that have just appeared out of nowhere. So there's at least 3 horses. The light is really dim. So there's at least 3 New Forest ponies that I can see, just about. Looks like a parent and a foal, and another adult on the left. They've just been very noisy and announced themselves as they came in with a very loud whinny. There's the foal. They are beautiful animals, but when they just appear out of nowhere, it's a bit of a shock. Lovely to see them though. Foals are a bit skittish. For now, and from Hollands Wood, I'm going to say bye-bye. Thank you very much indeed for watching, and if you'd like to support the channel, then please do give this video a like and leave a comment down below. Have you been to Hollands Wood? Have you camped in the New Forest? Let me know your favourite campsite that's local to you, because I'd love to travel more of the country. If you want to see more from Just Pick One, then subscribe to the channel, and until next time.